Good morning, good morning, good morning. Grand rising, grand rising, grand rising. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. This is the pre-show mantra. The show will start momentarily. I deserve to be healthy. I deserve to be happy. I deserve to be rich. I deserve to be wealthy. I deserve to be free. The more you learn, the more you earn. Thereby, the more you earn, the more you learn. The stock market is a machine, and I am more than capable of operating this machine. Let's get into it, y'all. What's good, $1 Ticker family? This is the weekend charting edition. In this live stream, we're slowing things down and focusing purely on price action, finding support and resistance, trend direction, market structure, and we'll also turn on the algo and see some signals. Quick disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. This is for education and entertainment only. Let's get into the charts, y'all. All right, our first $1 ticker we are checking out is TSM. So first thing we do, we go on a weekly chart, and then we go on a line chart, and we find where did price have a big reaction. As you can see right here, this is where price had a big reaction. So we'll go ahead and put that weekly level right there, y'all. And we'll go ahead and roll that down to the nearest 10 cent. All right. So that is our support. And then we'll go to the daily. Let's check out where did price have big reaction. Right here. Roll that down to the nearest 10 cent. Where did price have a big reaction? Right here. We just gonna let the price action tell us where to put our support and resistance levels. So as you can see right here and right here is basically the same level. So we'll go ahead and put a level right there. All right. This is a small reaction here, but we can still put it there. Looks like it was very close to all-time highs. Go ahead and roll that up to the nearest 10 cent. Okay, so those are our levels, and there is our all-time high level. So it's not really much to do on this chart because we're very close to all-time highs, y'all. I can put some gap levels on here too. Let's find these gaps, y'all. See a gap right here. Let's take off this magnet and put the gaps on. I think you're moving kind of crazy. All right, there we go. Gap. You'll see the gap right there. Another little baby gap right here, y'all. We're just gonna let price tell us where are the gaps. This music is brought to you by Matt Rich's 510 AI Music. If you need some instrumentals, you know some rappers or singers that need some instrumentals, hit me in the DMs. I got them for the low, y'all. Any kind of instrumental. You rap, you sing, you do rock and roll, You do meditation, whatever you need, I got you. Okay, so there are the gaps in price. So basically, the current price is 342.40. The all-time high is 351.33, and the first level of resistance, first level of support I have here is the gap. So once it comes back to the gap, it may bounce on the gap. It may go halfway into the gap. If it does end up breaking that, then we do have some more support here at 331. So the gap is between 336 and 338. Support under that is going to be 331.80. Then we got a little baby gap, but it'll probably just run through that. And then the next level of support under that is 327.10, y'all. So that's it. That's TSM in a nutshell. All right. Oh yeah, what I like to show on here is technicals. Check out the technicals on the daily and the weekly. So we got a strong buy on the daily. We got a buy in the overall. And let's check out the weekly. We got a strong buy. Got a strong buy on the overall. And we got a buy on the oscillators. So TSM is looking very strong, y'all. Check out the forecast. 48 analysts over the past 3 months have given this a strong buy for the most part, y'all. And then as far as the 16 analysts offering a 1-year price target, there's at least one person that gave a price target underneath the price that it currently is, which is 342, but that price target is 330. The average price target is 400, and the highest price target is 520, y'all. So TSM to the upside for sure. All right. So next on our list is Meta Platforms. Okay, so Meta. It's a lot to draw here on Meta. So I'm not going to draw every chart, y'all. This is already on here. So check it out, though. So this is the current price, 620. So I do have a support here at 594.25. Underneath that, 576. We did have this consolidation area where Meta was for about a month, and then it just broke out to the downside this week. Broke out of this consolidation to the downside. We do have this diagonal trend line that Meta is coming up to pretty soon. So to the upside, we have this resistance here, which is the bottom of our consolidation, and also our daily line here at 633.60. So once it gets back into this consolidation area, I still won't be bullish until it breaks to the upside. And then we have this huge gap here, this gap down from earnings. So to the downside support, we have this trend line here. We have this weekly level at 594, and we have this daily level at 576. To the upside, we have resistance at 633, followed by this consolidation and 673. All right, let's check out Meta on the technicals. On the daily, we got a strong sell on the daily, we got a sell on the overall, we got a buy on the oscillators. And on the weekly, we have a sell on the moving averages, a sell in the overall, and a sell on the oscillators. So Meta is looking very weak right now, y'all. It definitely is, looking at this chart. Okay. Next one, we have Tesla, y'all. Tesla. So Tesla here. Oh, one thing. TSM had earnings here on Thursday. This past Thursday, a couple days ago, it had earnings. So it beat on the top and the bottom. It beat very nicely on earnings, over 6%. So that's why it ran to all-time highs, y'all. We do have a lot of earnings coming for big tech in the next couple weeks. So Meta's earnings is on the 28th. So hopefully, if they do good on earnings, this will push price to the upside. I don't know. We'll see. Look out for that on the 28th, y'all. Alright. So, yeah, I think I'll redo every other one. I'm not going to do every single one. It'd be taking too long. So how we do it, we go on a weekly first. And then we go on a line chart. And we look where did price have a big reaction. So I see right here. So this is going to be some support. Put that magnet back on. Alright. And then we round up. Okay, where the price have a big reaction for resistance right here. Okay, and did have a big reaction right here as well. Okay, go ahead and roll down. All right. And then one more weekly level, y'all. It's really just been hella chopping in this area. For real, for real. Alright, then we go to the daily, y'all. It's pretty easy. Where the price have big reactions, that's where you put the levels at. Okay, so this is the most recent reaction. Alright, there we are. And right here. Shout out to everybody on YouTube Live and TikTok Live. Alright. Okay, so we got a daily level right there. Okay, and then let's find another resistance level here. Okay, here we go. Okay, so there we are. Then we can go back to the candles, see if we have any gaps. Do see a gap here. All right, there's the gap. Do we got any other gaps? Not right now, y'all. Okay. So this is really a big consolidation area, as you can see. It's just staying in this zone for a long time, y'all. So we'll go ahead and put that on there. It's just been consolidating. So basically it's back in this zone, y'all. It's just staying in there. It did break out briefly here, briefly here. It broke out for about a week and then came right back in here. Stayed above for about a week and came right back in here. So that's what we just right in the middle of this consolidation zone. So I don't like it to the upside until it breaks out of this consolidation zone, goes through the gap, comes back, retests, and then goes to the upside. So to the downside, I don't believe it until it really breaks underneath this at 382. So this is just all chop area. So I don't really want to trade nothing like this. But let me just let you know the support levels that I have. So the current price for Tesla is $437.50. I do have some support here at 431.40. Underneath that, 423.40. Underneath that, a weekly level at 413.50. And then to the upside, I have 448.90, followed by a weekly level 456.50, and a daily level at 462. I think we did have a trend line here that we can draw. Let's see. Let's see, can we draw a trend line? Can we come from down there? Does it reach? Does it reach correctly? Only way to know is to draw it out, y'all. Put that magnet back on. Whoa. Yeah. Looks good. Looks good, y'all. This is support on the daily. Let's see if we got any resistance. It's kind of close. I don't know. Let's try to draw it and see. Nope. Nope. I don't like it. Alright. So that's what we got, y'all. We got the trend line. So it's likely that it's going to bounce on this trend line. So if it ends up bouncing right here on the trend line and also this daily level, then it's very likely to go to the upside. But remember, it is consolidating heavy in this area, so it'll be pretty tough to trade Tesla right now until it breaks out. Oh, we can also put the all-time high up here. All right, so that's what we got for Tesla. Let's check out technicals. Okay, on the daily, we got a sell neutral. On the weekly, we got a strong buy, a buy overall, and a neutral on the oscillators, y'all. And on the forecast, based on 50 analysts over the past 3 months, we got neutral. We got 16 strong buy, 18 hold, and 9 strong sells, y'all. So 38 analysts off in a 1 year price target forecast. The lowest is $43. I don't know how that analyst still got their job, but the average is $415, and the highest is $600. So that's what we have for Tesla, y'all. All right. Berkshire B, y'all. Berkshire B. You're not going to draw this one. This is a lot of consolidation, too. You can see right here. It's clearly just the way Tesla was staying in one spot, not moving too much. Same thing. I don't want to trade this. I don't like trading this. Just staying in this zone. So, yeah, I don't want to trade this. This is definitely more of a long-term buy and hold anyway. It's because of the type of investment that it is. All right, let's put the all-time high on there. Okay, but this is what I have anyway. Current price, $493.29. I do have some support here at $490.40. Do have some support here at the bottom of the consolidation area, which is $485. And then if it ends up breaking that, I do have a weekly level here at $477.60. And then if it goes to the upside, we got some resistance right here at $506. 500 is always a resistance because it's a psychological level, 500. And then above that, we have 513 followed by the all-time high. So That's what we have on Berkshire B, y'all. Technicals on the daily, we got a strong sell, buy on the oscillators. On the weekly, we got a sell on the weekly, sell on the summary, neutral on the oscillators, y'all. That's what we got for Berkshire. All right, let's go to NVIDIA. Okay, we're going to draw NVIDIA. Weekly, let's go on the line chart, y'all. What do we got? See this big reaction, big price reaction right there, y'all. So that's how we draw these lines. Where did price react? That's what I want to know. Where did price react? Right here as well, y'all. Big price reaction here. Go ahead and roll that down. Okay, let's see. A pretty big reaction. It does have this and this, so we can go there. All right, weekly level. Just roll that down. 190.50. And let's check out the daily. I think it's been consolidating as well, y'all. Oh yeah, look at all this. From September, it did break out briefly, but it's right back into the same zone, y'all. All right. Let's check out this level right here, daily. And as you can see here, 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 and here, price likes this level. And then if it does end up breaking to the upside, we do have this resistance here. And then we got this resistance here. It's not crazy, y'all. It's just wherever the price react at, then that's where we need to put our level, because it's likely that price will react there again. Okay. And I like this to the downside, this 180, y'all. $180 even. See, we got this, this, and this previous all-time high. So that's why I got 180. Okay, so let's go to the regular candle, see if we got any gaps. We do got a gap there. This gap we just filled on Wednesday, but we do got this gap right here. Make sure y'all can see that on TikTok. Shout out to everybody on YouTube Live and TikTok Live. Did that one backwards. That's why I like turning off the magnet, because that should be moving out much. But anyway, any more gaps? Nope. All right. So that's what we got. Let's see if we got any trend lines we can draw. I think we do. Y'all. Let's see. And then do we have any trend line of resistance on a daily? Yes, we do. Ooh, we do. We sure do, y'all. There it is. We need a breakout. Where's the breakout? Okay, so we got a gap right here. So the current price is 186.23. We do have a gap right underneath that. So support under that, we got 183.10, followed by 180. And if it really drops, I got some support at 175. We do have this diagonal trend line here And then to the upside, we have this weekly level at 190, followed by this daily level at 193.80, and then 199. And then we have this trend line of resistance. So once it came up here, it dropped dramatically from up there. That was a double top. Once it came back here on January 5th, it rejected very hard. It came back here yesterday and fell again. So next time it tries this resistance trend line, we'll see if we get a breakthrough or if we get another rejection. We'll see. That's what we got for NVIDIA, y'all. Check out the technicals. On the daily, we got a strong buy on the daily, moving averages. We got a buy overall on the summary, and we got neutral on the oscillators. On the weekly, we got a strong buy in the moving averages. We got a buy on the summary overall, and we got neutral on the oscillators. All right, that's what we got for NVIDIA, y'all. Apple, okay. Apple's been falling like crazy, y'all. Man, Apple's been falling. So Apple current price 255.53. Apple is actually in the gap, y'all. It's in the gap. So a lot of times with gaps, well, this gap is not very big anyway. But a rule that I like to think about when it comes to gaps is most of the time they don't get filled on the first try. It usually goes about halfway and then bounces. So it did get very close to that. And so I'm expecting next week for it to at least halfway fill the gap and probably fill the gap completely, because it's just been falling ever since hitting this all-time high December 3rd. It's just been all Apple to the downside, y'all. Just lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So yeah, I think this next lower low is probably going to get lower and at least fill this gap and probably bounce right here to 52 before heading back to the upside, y'all. But they do have earnings coming up as well, January 29th in a couple weeks. And then we also have this daily support trend line, diagonal trend line to the upside, y'all. So that's what we have for Apple. If it does end up filling this gap, we got some support at 252.30, followed by 245. And to the upside, we got some resistance here at 266, followed by 278, y'all. That's what we got for Apple. On the technicals, on the daily, strong sell, sell, sell. On the weekly, we got a buy in the moving averages. We are neutral on the summary, neutral on the oscillators, y'all. That is Apple. Let's go to Google. I'll draw Google since I didn't draw Apple. All right, go to the weekly, go into the line chart, stretch it out for more precision. All right. Oh, I ain't trying to do that, but I like where it landed. All right, 307.16. Let's go ahead and roll up. I was going to put it there. I was going to put it here, but it landed right there. So I'll put this one right there. This is Google. Let price tell you where to put your lines at, y'all. You don't just guess. You just ask, where should I put these lines? And then you look for where did price react. See, this is a big reaction right here. You definitely got to put some support right there, y'all. And then we just roll down to the nearest 10 cent. You see this sideways? Oh, that was a low volume week right there. Plus, we got this reaction spot right there too, y'all. So all right, there we go. So we got some support down there, and then we got some resistance up here. Google. Let's put the all-time high up there too. Yeah, I don't see much else. It's so close to all-time highs, there's not really much to do. Let's see, do we have any gaps? No, I don't see any gaps. Do we have a trend line? Possibly. Possible trend line. Let's draw it and see if it can connect, y'all. It's pretty close. I think I could just draw it from here, though. Yeah, I like that better. I like that better, y'all. More touches, more bounces. All right. And then as far as resistance, we can put that right here. Okay, there we go. Resistance. All right, so this is Google, y'all. Google current price 330 even. To the downside, I got some support at 321.30, followed by 313.70 and 307.20. To the upside, I got some resistance at 335.97, and then all-time high at 340.49, followed by price discovery in the all-time high, new all-time high areas, y'all. Let's check out the technicals on Google. All right, on the daily, we got a strong buy here. On the moving averages, we got a buy in the summary, neutral in the oscillators. On the weekly, we got a strong buy in the moving averages, strong buy on the summary, we got a buy in the oscillators. So Google's looking very strong, y'all. Shout out to all the Google holders. All right, Microsoft. See what we got on Microsoft, y'all. This is Microsoft on the daily. As you can see, we had this consolidation zone here, and they just broke to the downside. It broke underneath the consolidation zone, y'all. So the current price is $459.86. It did come touch this gap. The gap is acting as support right now, but it is a small gap. It'll probably fill this gap. We do have earnings in 11 days on Microsoft, y'all. So if they can have a good earnings, hopefully they can run up over this consolidation area and turn it into support. All right, so to the downside, let me find some more levels to the downside here. Okay, so this is such a big area. I don't want to leave this without any levels. So let me find some levels, y'all. You have this right here. So we can put a level right there. And then we can round up. Let's see, what else do we got here? Yep, we got another level right there. Okay, so why did I put that right there? Because of this, and this, and this. That's why. It's not crazy. Alright, so let's see. Do we have another? Yeah, right before the gap. Right before the gap, y'all. So why'd I put that there? Because of this, and this, and this, and this. That's why I put that level there. So now we have levels of support to the downside. We got the gap, we got 450, we got 438, we got 429. And then to the upside, it has a break back into this consolidation area, but it will have some resistance here at 473, followed by 483, and of course 500 is a psychological level. Okay, Microsoft is on big discount right now, though. Big discount. Let's see what we got from the all-time highs, y'all. Microsoft is 17% off the all-time high, y'all. That is a good price to buy if you like Microsoft. That is a good price to buy. 17% off the all-time high. You got to check it out. You know, Microsoft is one of the most valuable companies in the world. So, would you buy one of the most valuable companies in the world at 17% off? I don't know why not. I don't know why you wouldn't. All right. What else? Let's check out the technicals. So on a daily, we got a strong sell. On the moving averages, we got a sell on the summary. We got neutral on the oscillators. On the weekly, we got a sell on the moving averages, sell on the summary, neutral on the oscillators. So that's what we got for Microsoft, y'all. All right, let's check out next Amazon. Amazon, let's see what we got, y'all. Current price $239.12. Let's see. So we do have this trend line. So to the downside support, we do got this support level. This at 238.30. If it does break that, I do have this support trend line, diagonal trend line, this green line here. So if it ends up breaking that, I do expect it to bounce on that. If not there, I got this weekly level here at 226. If it breaks that, probably 220, y'all. And then to the upside, we got definitely got to break this 249.10, followed by 254, and then an all-time high. So Amazon's pretty close to all-time highs. We are in an uptrend though. We go because we had a higher low, higher high, higher low, lower high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So if we can catch some support and then we can break to the upside, we could continue into a higher high, which would be good for bullish market structure. So I'm not bearish as far as market structure unless it breaks this 224.78. So those are our levels to the upside, our levels to the downside, and our market structure. That's what we see here, y'all. All right, Amazon on the technicals. On the daily, we got a strong buy on the moving averages. We got a buy on the summary overall. We got a buy on the oscillators. On the weekly, we got a strong buy on the moving averages. We got a buy on the summary. And we got a neutral on the oscillators. Let's check out the forecast. 74 analysts in the past 3 months have given Amazon an overall strong buy, 61 out of 74. And then on the 63 analysts offering a 1-year price forecast, all of the forecasts are over the current price, y'all. So that's wonderful. So that's definitely very bullish. If out of 63 analysts, nobody has a price forecast that is underneath the current price. So the average forecast is actually 24% to the upside. And the highest is 360, which is 50% to the upside. So, shout out to everybody who's bullish on Amazon. I definitely am too. It's not on big discount right now, though, from an all-time high. Let's check it out. How big a discount are we right now? It's not even 10% off the all-time high, so I probably wouldn't buy it right now. I need at least 10% off the all-time high before I like something. So if you want to get into Amazon, you're not a current shareholder, you do have to wait for 10% off, and that will be here, $232.73. All right, so that's what we got for Amazon. Let's check out AVGO, the last $1 trillion ticker. Wow, we got a lot. I drew a lot on here. All right, so looking at this here, current price $351.71, which is right here. All-time high $414.61. Okay, we did have a major downturn after this earnings. They gapped down and continue to fall, and now we just been. This looks like a potential bear flag. So this is the pole, this is the bottom of the flag, this is the top of the flag. Price has just been inside this channel. So to the upside, you got to break this 359, 356, and then get back into this gap. But if this bear flag plays out, then if we break this diagonal trend line here at 332, and I see it going into the gap, most likely it's going to be halfway into the gap, 320, before we go get some more sellers and fill the gap to the downside. So let's check out AVGO. How far is it from the all-time high? It is currently, oh my bad, that's the wrong one. I need the info line. Let's see, we are 15% off the all-time high. That's pretty good, y'all. But if this bear flag plays out and it ends up filling this gap, it's going to be 25% off. So that's a great price as well to buy AVGO. But you can buy it right now for 15% off. Let's check out the technicals, y'all. On the daily, we got a strong buy. We got a buy in the summary overall. We got a buy in the oscillators. On the weekly, we got a strong buy on the moving averages. We got a buy on the summary. We got neutral on the oscillators, y'all. On the forecast, we have out of 53 analysts in the past 3 months, it has a strong buy rating. And out of 46 analysts giving 1 year price forecast, they're all above, just like Amazon, they're all above the current price, with the average price being the 30% upside and the highest price being the 53% upside. So that is very bullish on AVGO. They just had earnings last month, so they don't have earnings, but the rest of our $1 trillion tickers have earnings coming up in the next couple weeks outside of NVIDIA, y'all. All right, so that's about it. We covered all the $1 trillion tickers. So you have all your levels. You have your support levels. You have at least 3 support levels and 3 resistance levels for each of our $1 trillion tickers. I do stream live every day on YouTube and TikTok. So if you want to follow me on YouTube, it is Matt Riches 510 AI Music. If you want to follow me on TikTok, it is Matt Riches 510 AI Music. I follow the $1 trillion tickers. That is my show. My name is Matt Riches. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Shout out to everybody on YouTube Live and TikTok Live. Tune in tomorrow for more charting. We chart on the weekends, and we do pre-market, market open, and breaking news during the week. Appreciate y'all. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom.